Today on More Organised and Less Clutter, I'm talking with David from Rodent Stop, a business that developed the Home Defence Kit, a behaviour disruption and exclusion system that gives homeowners access to professional grade rodent control systems. Today, though, I've asked David on to help share with us ways that he can help us with pest management and also some long-term prevention. Welcome, David.
Hi, thank you.
Oh,
How you
no,
doing?
thank you for making the time. And I know that you're on the other side of the world
Yeah.
in America. So it's great to have you here. Let's start, though, with just to get to know you a little bit more is if you were a Ken doll, what two accessories would you come with?
Glasses and a cape.
And a cape.
And a cape.
Yeah, so explain that to us. What's the cape for?
I'm just always carrying so much on my shoulders, and I'm just always carrying so much on my shoulders.
So if you could fly, that would be better.
Yeah, if I could fly, that would be better. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was I'm a professional organizer, and if I could come over to you in America, what's an area in your home that you would love some assistance with?
I mean, I think that we're a big family, so we have a lot of clutter. I mean, a lot of stuff. You got Amazon, FedEx, UPS, all fighting at the door. Who's gonna get in first? Because my wife loves to shop. So we're getting a lot of stuff all the time, and we have a lot of stuff, and we constantly actually trying to get more space, closet space, So we developed a few things which I can definitely let the listeners know about. For example, like our attic, it was just an attic up there, so we went ahead and cleaned it all up, re-insulated, and then put a whole uh, boards, which gave us a lot of space up there for a lot of things to store.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great
I mean,
idea.
yeah, I mean, from suitcases to baby carts, and we have a lot of things, and we actually have three kids, and now we're about to have twins, and
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, and so like we just go up there and grab stuff, and we just have so much.
But that's great that you've got the space to store it. So you don't
Yeah,
have to repurchase it. You've got it there and you can go and grab it. And so, yeah, I can see the
yeah,
cape. You're, you're needing that cape because you've got so many kids as well and two more on the way.
yeah.
Well,
And I actually did that.
congratulations.
I actually did that in a bunch of the attics, so we probably gained another 1,500 square foot of just space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
a
it
lot of
also
space.
probably allows the downstairs area more space as well by having that upstairs storage place for you to put the things that you don't use very often.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just out of the way.
Yeah. So if homeowners don't realize that clutter can like attract rodents, what's some common, clutter habits that you see that make, the rodent problem worse in people's homes?
So a lot of the things is things that are sitting right against the house. I mean, if you actually put it a foot away from the house, it's better. But the very close to the wall is not good because this is where they go sneak under and use that a lot of time, as a hideout. In addition, again, if you have dogs, definitely recommend cleaning up after them daily because that attracts rats. Another thing is, just rubbish, garbage, things that are laying around should be cleaned up. And I get it, nobody wants to go out there and clean up regularly, but if you're dealing with rodents, um, they're very problematic and very smart and have very strong teeth, and they could do a lot. And so, if you are dealing with rodents or you don't want to deal with rodents, make sure you get rid of the clutter, seal up entry points, and of course, most importantly, clean up after your dog because yeah, the rats they'll come for that.
And so what's a way to then seal up the holes, the areas that they are getting into?
I mean, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, we use just maybe three different things at Rodent Stop, from putting on new
Mm.
vents to sealing gaps with special putty and things like that instead of foam and that messy stuff. And that's the thing. There's always new stuff coming to the market, which is great, and you could really combine and develop products, help solve problems.
Yeah, yeah, which is great because I think that's one of the problems I do see is holes or vents missing. And they're usually not the actual homeowner, so it's a rental, and trying to get that fixed can be a problem. And the other thing is new developments. So there's lots of new developments around where we're living. And I find that the people who have moved in there, the rodents are coming from all the new development from around, like their homes have been disruptive and then they're coming to their home, even though they don't have so much lying around. It's just because they've been disrupted.
Yeah. And again, if they have dogs or the
Yeah.
next door neighbor has a dog, that's usually that will attract because it's just basically so what happens is the urine is very similar. In fact, dogs and rats have a lot in common. A lot. I mean, from
Hmm.
me being mammals to being born pink to getting their hair for to fur, like everything, all the steps are very, very alike. Their urine is very, very similar. So 99% of my clients have dogs, and not to mention, you know, if they have a problem, they also want something that's safe for their dogs, so they don't want to use poison or chemicals, and that's another reason why they use our service or our home defense kit because we don't use any poison. We're not really trying to kill the rats because we know we're not going to win the war against rats. The point is to stop them from coming, stop them from entering, stop them from being able to have a switch in their brain, get switched on and be aggressive to actually chew through metal, plastic, wood, concrete with no problem just to get into that place. And there's so much biology and pheromones and so much stuff involved here. It's crazy. It's like beyond us.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so all those traps and things that people have been setting and setting up, it's like by the time you catch one, 10 are born. You do that on a big scale times a million homes. Do the numbers.
Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
amazing.
amazing. You
Yeah.
know, and not to mention people are using poison, like poison why? You know, your dog can if the dog die if the rat dies in the yard or somewhere in the house, the dog can catch it, start playing with it, licking it, whatever they do, and then the dog can get poisoned. Let's say
Yeah.
the rat dies in the wall. Now you have a carcass in the wall. So after the flies and the smells and the maggots are gone, you still have a dead body in your wall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
poison is no good. If you
Yeah.
want to kill them, I recommend glue traps are always a good way to go because at least you know where. But
Yeah.
even so, ongoing trapping is not good. It's not a solution.
So, what are some of the ways that we could rodent proof our houses? So, maybe 3 steps that you could suggest.
Yeah, I mean, obviously sealing up air vents, you know, looking behind you know, things like your air conditioning condenser that's sitting outside. I don't know how it is in Australia, but you
Yeah.
know, there's so many holes and gaps and anything the size of a quarter for rats and a dime for mice and baby rats.
Okay.
And so it's very small openings and very small gaps that they can get through, and those are very important to seal. So air vents, gaps, garage doors, the bottom seal, those are important. Yeah,
And
I
then what
mean,
about clutter inside the house then? So, um, is there
yeah,
particular types of clutter that they're more attracted to eat and like I can think of all the situations where I see them, but is there something like from an actual professional who's has the knowledge behind it? What is it that they're attracted to? Obviously, dog smells, but is there other things in people's homes?
the dog thing is the first
Yeah.
thing. Usually someone without a dog would maybe deal with mice, not necessarily rats, because
Yes.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
rats and dogs that have a very close.
Okay.
Okay, not the mice necessarily, but you know, it really depends on the situation because although their behavior, the rat's behavior is identical, there's still different homes and different situations, and yeah, you got to kind of address each one in its own.
So what about mice then? So is there anything, what is there different strategies that we need to do within our home to protect it and prevent mice coming in? Because we probably have a mice problem is really a major problem here in Australia, in particular in new housing estates.
Yeah, they're mice, not rats. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, again, sealing entry points is key.
Yeah.
That's like the first step because if you seal the opening, then you can trap whatever's left behind.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you have now let's say you solve the problem. But now if you want to solve it on a bigger level, remember what I told you about the aggressive and biting through stuff, that's when you need to get rid of their scent. So getting
Hmm.
rid of their scent of direction will include eliminating urine odors, removing insulation that's infested with urine, doing a cleanup, like all these things that are going to basically call them back there. So seal openings, trap whatever's left behind, get rid of the scent. Now,
Yeah, that's
because
great.
we invented this scent formula here in LA, and that's what we use for our customers, and that's why we give a lifetime warranty on any project. It's the spray that gets rid of their scent. It's not to kill them. Again,
Mm.
we're not trying to kill them. Trying to get rid of their scent, so new ones are not going to come back to this house. That's a big, big flag saying, "Come here. It's a safe place."
And so do you find then that smell is also associated with mice as well as rats?
Not as much.
Okay.
Not as much. Mice. A lot of times you'll hear the word field mice, and
Yep.
because they're usually mostly in the field, they don't really have the interest and the goals that rats do.
Yeah. So if we are, that's, I suppose that's what's happening is these poor field mice, their field is being destroyed to make new houses. And so they've got nowhere to go. And they're finding, people's sheds and garages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or boxes. I find them always in boxes is where I'll find
Mhm.
it. And maybe they've eaten through like a wheat pack. It seems to be one of the things that I'll say, oh, there's probably something to do with the dog, or there'll be a wheat pack in there. It's something that they need to eat that they've destroyed and they've hung around.
Yeah, I mean they're there.
Yeah.
And again, I think that for the mice and stuff, yeah, you could probably just set some glue traps. I think glue traps are really good for both mice and rats, because the snap traps are very dangerous, they're dangerous for the whoever's setting them, they're dangerous for the pets. They're very dangerous. Like that could break a dog's leg easily.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
what's a glue trap?
it's just a pad that's got very strong glue on it, and you put it down, let's say in the attic or in wherever you have the problem, and they'll go on it, they'll die, and you just toss it. That's like a good way to go. Not that snap traps they're dangerous, but like I said, focus on sealing entry points, finding out where, like somebody who has clutter, may maybe have a hard time cleaning up or what, so maybe they wouldn't be doing so much tree trimming, and
Mhm.
so a lot of times those are also so they'll get on the tree and then jump over to the roof, and then there's openings there
Mhm.
that probably need to get sealed. And then you got squirrels, raccoons, you got a lot of stuff that can come through.
We have possums here that come into our roof space and come through, or birds as well is another problem that I have with clients is birds getting into their roof space as well. But possums are the one that we have.
They're not too aggressive anyways, right?
Oh, they can be. Yeah, they can
Yeah.
be. And they can do a lot of damage up there. But they're also um, native to Australia. So we can't just trap them. We have to, release them out as well.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. And so for you, what would be, do it yourself? So if some family are like, okay, we can't afford to get someone in to do this, what is a way that they can prevent rodents coming into their house and some do it themselves solutions to protect their house?
What you mean, like besides what?
Yeah, like can they buy those glue traps? Obviously, they're going to be doing their sealing up their other spaces that they might be possibly getting in. But is there anything else that they can do? Like there's sprays or anything else like that? Like you mentioned the urine spray. Is there
Yeah.
anything else that they could do themselves? They could purchase it and then do it themselves.
I don't know what other products are available out there.
Yeah.
But like if you have a very like big area, like you can use some bleach because that
Hmm.
would at least help eliminate some of the smell. So like if you end up going into your attic, for example, and you see you've had a problem for a long time, your attic is very infested, get out of there. Okay, but no, more than that, yeah, you obviously need to be protected, with a mask, and make sure you protect yourself. But to be able to see, that your attic is very infested, I mean, this is like the biggest thing. So even our spray, like, so our service includes doing an inspection and kind of figuring out what the problem is. Even though that their behavior is identical, always, still, there's different situations, different house, the way it was built, how long have they been
Mm.
there, all these things. Like The average rat could be in your house for 3 months undetected. So a lot of people don't know that. Eventually they see droppings in the kitchen and then all of a sudden they say, oh, okay, I have rats. If you see droppings in the kitchen, that lets me know they've been around for at least 3 months already. They've had babies, now they're coming down, risking coming down there with the humans to bring food for their babies. And
Mm,
so their behavior again is very exact all the time, and we know the timing. And like I could go into an attic and say, okay, this looks like a 7 month infestation. You know what I mean? This looks
yeah.
like a 4 month. This looks like a two. Like I could tell you. And so those are very important because if your attic is very infested, doesn't matter what you do. Seal the holes, set trap. Doesn't matter what you do. They're not gonna stop coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a big, big, big target, and they're gonna just attract more rodents, and they're gonna, and literally, you could fix your screens, you could do that, but they'll bite right through it.
What is the danger of having obviously mice and rats in your home? You don't want them, but what are the side effects that can happen with having them in your home? Like, as in for us, the health as well as, things to our house.
I mean, look, as far as the health, and again, a lot of people are scared from hantavirus and things like that, but most of the time, these droppings are in the attic, in the crawl space. They're completely away from you. Okay, now, if you have an active rodent issue and you have a baby crawling on the floor and it's picking up poop, yeah, that could be dangerous. Probably any feces, right? So that whole thing is actually very interesting because there's a lot of feedback.
Yeah, what some of the problems like that,
Yeah, yeah,
the health problems of having
of
mice or
course.
rats in your house.
So the hantavirus is a big thing again, but
Yeah.
that's usually more from field mice.
Hmm.
Those are the problem. As far as rodents, I would say rodents, the most damage they cause is not so much to your health, but more to your home's health. Okay, so rodents are completely responsible for $20 billion a year in the USA in damages. Okay, they bite on wires, causing fires. They urinate on the insulation, which is supposed to keep your house efficient. So now it goes down from a 10-inch efficient insulation to a 1 inch because it's urine, and now there's no efficiency. So insulation, air conditioning, heating air ducts that they chew through and go through and poop through, personal damages, personal belongings, furniture, structural damage. These are all things that rats cause. And so it's very important because, you if they go through your whole air duct system, not to mention, let's say they go through one air duct, that air duct is in your bedroom or wherever it points out to, and you're breathing now, whether it's hot air or cold air, whatever you turn on, but now you're breathing urine and poop and you don't even know it. And this is a big, big effect on the health, obviously. So having rodents, is definitely something to avoid. It's probably the worst pest to have because they're
Yeah.
very smart, they're strong, so they can cause damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, David, thank you so much for all your information and sharing because I think people don't really understand the detail unless they've had the problem happen to them. So it's really
Sure.
important for people to think about prevention rather than having to deal with the problem. What is the best way for people if they wanted to find out more information? What's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
I mean, our company name is Rodent Stop, but again, you
Yeah.
guys are out there. We're here. This. I don't know
Oh,
what I
that's
can do
okay.
for
They
it.
can always look up information, education from your website, and I'm sure there's listeners that are listening that are in America who can definitely then
Sure.
be able to
Yeah.
purchase your kit and be able to look after their own homes.
Yeah, listen, my home defense kit, which we really didn't even
Yeah,
get a chance to talk about, for people who are in America for now, the home defense kit is amazing. It's basically our treatment in a box
yeah,
delivered to your door. It has a bunch of gadgets and tools that we use, including a rodent activity detection light that you can see different activity that the eye doesn't see, scent disruption spheres, stickable vent covers, so you don't even need
oh wow,
tools. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So we made it really friendly for the homeowner. Okay,
hmm,
you don't need tools. You can just install everything easily. Follow the instruction book, which has pictures and is very easy to follow. And you do it that way. Even like you don't even need like the spheres. You just throw them in the attic. You don't need to even go in there, especially if it's
wow,
infested, right?
yeah,
So we thought of everything, and we developed this amazing, amazing kit that gets rid of the problem the right way by sealing entry points, by getting rid of their scent, by, trapping whatever's left behind. So even the traps, we have special glue traps that are pre-baited, has these special gloves that you put on. This way the rat doesn't smell the human and they'll actually go for them. This is a big mistake. People just set up traps and they don't know why they don't go for it. But it's because they smell that. And then we also have, it also comes with disposable bags that if you cut them, you put in a bag, seal it, and put it in the trash so there's no flies, nothing getting in or out. But it's an
Oh,
amazing kit,
that's
and yeah, it's an amazing kit, and it's really amazing. Works really well, and again, it's been developed by me and my dad. We've been doing this for 20 years.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for it to be available all over the world because that is
Thank you.
something that would be so useful for even myself as a professional organizer going into people's homes. And
Yeah,
it's that cost for people to get someone out to do it. But if they could do some of it themselves,
I
that
mean,
sounds
listen,
fantastic.
the DIY industry is huge here in
Yeah.
America. There's a lot of people are just wanting to do it themselves now.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah,
just also opens it up to, everyone rather than just the people who can afford it. And
of course.
yeah, which is
Yeah.
great. Thank you so much, David, for your time and for
Yeah,
sharing your
so
knowledge as well.
of course, I didn't get a chance to tell you that if to contact us if anybody
Yeah,
wants to order the kit. Obviously, here in America, they can go to rodent-control-to-your-door.com, and then they'll see all the information about it.
yeah. And I will include those in the show notes, the links to your website as well. Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much, David.
Thank you so much for having me.